Welcome to your yoga mat. Close your eyes, take a comfortable seat. Give me a deep breath in and hold this one. Huge exhale through the mouth. And then you just feel the lungs automatically fill back up. Breathing in peace. Ooh, exhaling whatever you need to get rid of or put aside. When you're ready, another deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath. And let it go. When you get to your next inhale, let's take the arms all the way up. Bring the palms together. Exhale the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra, where we will pause to set our sankalpa, our intention. And I want to pause here. I want you to restate your intention, but I want you to carefully hear the words that you chose. So say it the same way you did the first time, if you can. And go ahead and release your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Follow the breath. So every year around this time, we have a conversation about intentions versus resolutions. And this topic will be appropriate no matter what time of year you're listening to it, because technically every new day could start a new year, or does actually start a new year. So I don't want to rehash the conversation. Right? You can go back to my videos and look at New Year's last year, New Year's the year before, New Year's the year before that, right? To quickly surmise that a resolution has an end goal in sight. And when we set a resolution and we don't meet it, we set ourselves up for failure. Or if we create a resolution and it is not achievable, it's too hard, we might never even start it. And so then we don't feel very happy with ourselves either. So we've always talked about setting intentions instead, just like we do at the start of our yoga practice. Intentions give you room to breathe, right? It doesn't mean I have failed if I don't meet my intention. But I do want to take this in a different angle this time. There's more to setting an intention and putting it up to the universe and then sitting back. And I'm not really sure we've ever kind of gone into, well, what comes next? Like, what happens once I set the intention, right? So we each just set an intention on our yoga mat. Is it an intention that sending it out into the universe, verbalizing it in your head, is going to allow it to manifest? Or do you need to do something? And that's what we're going to talk about, okay? So hang in there. Give me a deep inhale. Cleansing exhale through the mouth. Inhale the arms back up and exhale them back home to your heart in prayer pose. And so here's what I want to ask you while your hands are in a mudra, a seal, a bond, at the heart chakra. Knowing what intention you put out there, do you also intend to act on the intention? Do you intend to do something, a behavior, an action? Now, if the answer is no, I don't intend to do any action, I don't want to make any changes, I just want this intention to come about, let's think about, is that realistic? I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it is the type of intention that you put out to the universe and you keep doing that daily, and perhaps it evokes an energy change and manifests. That's possible. But if you said no, I also want you to consider, is this the right intention for today? Do you need to change your intention? So I am going to pause here. I'm actually going to be quiet and let you decide if you'd like to change your intention for today, or if you'd like to add on to it, or if you'd like to repeat the one you said. When you're ready, release the hands. All right. Let's go ahead and straighten out that right leg. Tuck the left foot in, Janu Shirshasana. We're going to use this pose as an example in setting intentions. So, back of the right thigh gently pushing down towards the earth. The front foot is flexed to protect the knee. I want you to make sure that you take that right hip and pull it back just a little bit. So our sit bones, hips, shoulders, all in the same plane. Otherwise, that right leg's going to want to push out in front because it makes it easier to fold. All right, I want to just be present here for a moment. Can you feel the stretch in the hamstring? You might not. Let's just sit with that. So the experience is I'm either sitting with the tightness I feel in my hamstring and just being present with it, or I am sitting with the experience of nothing, perhaps. And either have equal weight. You can rest your hands wherever you want. Just close your eyes for a moment. Deepen the breath. So remember that a resolution has an end, and it kind of has I either did it or I didn't, right? So open your eyes for a second. So let's assume that we all set the resolution that today, my nose is going to touch my shin and my fold. Well, that's either going to happen or it's not, right? So plant your hands in front of you, push the ground away, lengthen, give me an inhale. No pain in yoga. Practicing ahimsa, non-harming. I'm not asking you to touch your nose to your shin. I just want you to see where you end up. And we'll see if we meet this resolution, okay? So inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, honor the tightness that you feel. We haven't even stretched out yet. Where do you want to stop? I would kind of like to stop right here. My back's really tight. I've been sleeping on a couch for quite a few days, due to helping out dogs and a family member who had surgery. So I'm really tight. I'm going to stop here. Did I meet my resolution? No. Maybe I will later by the end of the practice, but who knows? Right now, I have failed. My nose does not touch my shin. All right, I want you to breathe here. Add a little bit of movement so we can loosen up. What I want you to kind of focus on is, if we're assuming we have failed this resolution, this goal, now I can either be pissed off at myself, judge myself, guilt myself, shame myself. I can go there, right? Now, when I say all that, do you kind of feel the angst starting up? I do. It's like, oh, man, this is going to suck, right? I'm about to come down really hard on myself. Or can you sit with, this is where I was meant to stop. It just is what it is. Go back and forth between the two. I want you to feel the difference of the energy in your body. Obviously, we know which one we should be sitting with. I just want you to feel the difference. And I want you to notice if the breath changes when you switch between those attitudes. All right, when you're ready, let's go ahead and slowly push our way back up. We're gonna try something different with the other leg. So go ahead and switch legs. Remember that that front foot is staying flexed and that I want to go ahead and pull that left hip back a little bit. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Sit with whatever you're experiencing. Back to the tightness, right? I feel the tightness, I feel my hamstring, or this isn't a stretch for me, I feel nothing, which is fine, but sit in that experience, embrace it, enjoy it. What does it mean? Okay, so I want to point out that intentions can kind of have a similar feeling to what we just did on the other leg, right? And you might be thinking, well, how is that possible? You just said intentions are the way to go. It allows me flexibility in not meeting perhaps that end result that I was striving for. That is true. However, what is the intent behind the intention? Think about that for a second. So if I set the intention that I think it would be a good idea if the next time I saw a person standing at an intersection holding a sign, I'm going to give them $5. If my intention is that I should do that because that's what good people do, I should contribute, but money's tight and I'm a little pissed off about this idea, like I'm going to be short myself $5. There's a different energy to that intention than to I'm going to release this $5 to whoever I see. It is what it is. It's a good thing. There's a different energy, right? And the breath is going to be different with those energies. So open your eyes. Let's take a look at that left leg out in front of us. Plant your hands. If our intention on this side is to come into the fold, however it should be today, can you feel that that's very peaceful? Like my breath is like, this is going to be good because I get to stop wherever I want. If my intention is similar, right? I don't have an end goal, but yet I'm coming into the fold because I should, and because someone instructing this class is saying we're coming into a fold, then we're coming in with a different energy, right? It's your practice. You don't have to do anything. I'm suggesting we're going to fold. You don't have to. But I want you to practice shifting your intention in doing this fold. So inhale, sit up tall. Let's just peacefully figure out where we end up and come on down. Close your eyes, focus on the breath. Wherever I end up, I end up. I breathe into the tightness in the back of my left leg. I experience it for what it is. For what it is in this very moment. Does that mean it won't change? No, of course not. The longer we sit here, the more that leg is going to loosen up, and we might find I could come 1/4 of an inch deeper, right? So of course it's going to change. It's temporary. Deep breathing, breathing in peace. Now think about this. If my intention, the intent behind the intention, was to come into the fold simply because me, the person chatting with you, suggested we're folding, even though you didn't want to, feel how that energy is different, right? I'm here, I'm like, God, I don't want to be here. How much longer is she going to make me hold this? I want to switch to something else. Thought this was going to be completely restorative. I should be able to just lay down in Shavasana, right? The energy is different. Go ahead and add some movement. Let's loosen up a little bit. Be content wherever you end up. There's no perfection in the poses. There is ahimsa. Couple more deep breaths. Relax here. What happens if you relax the body, if you relax the mind? Just relax, let go. Let go of judgments. Let go of that picture in your head of what you think the fold should look like. Nice job. Let's take an inhale. Gently push your way back up. And let's go ahead and plant those feet out in front of us, hip distance apart. Hands just in front, below the knees, not on the knees. We're going to do our seated cat-cow. So sit up, inhale. Exhale, round it out, lean back, straighten up the arms if you can. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it out. Feel the shoulders rounding forward. Get a good stretch in the shoulder blades. There's space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, sit up tall. Bring the shoulder blades back in towards each other. All right, keep going. One more, we'll end up sitting up tall. Once you're sitting up, let's take the hands, slip them behind the thighs, and then walk the feet backwards. You can find your balance on your sit bones, maybe lift the heels up off the ground. Call this option A, you can stay right here. Just be careful not to slouch and round into the back. We want to keep the back straight, heart lifting. So option A right here, toes, balls of the feet on the ground. Option B, you could do one leg. We're heading toward boat pose, half boat. So you could do one leg, you can flex at a point, whatever you want to do. I'm going to leave that up to you. Option C, both legs. If you're doing one leg, I won't forget, I will make the switch for you. Lengthen, sit up tall. Well, lengthen, I'm not sitting up tall, I'm leaning back tall. How's that? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Can you glue the legs together? Make them work a little bit. Inhale. Cleansing exhale. Slowly lower the feet back down. Round this out. Call this our break. Inhale, sit back up. So if you did one leg, you're going to do the other. Totally up to you. Pick which option you want. Head there when you're ready. And breathe. Don't hold the breath. Big inhale. Cleansing exhale. Gently lower both feet back to the earth. As you sit back up, let's take the legs, open them up into Baddha Konasana, cobbler, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Now, if you need a prop underneath your legs, I'm looking, oh, my blocks are behind me, I moved everything. If you need something under your knees to hold them up, grab whatever you got. It doesn't have to be a yoga prop. It can be anything you see around you that you need, right? I don't want you to feel like you're fighting gravity, okay? Hang on to the toes, close your eyes, sit up tall. So, if I set the intention that I'm going to make it to my yoga mat more often, and I just put it out there, and I don't have a plan, and I don't intend to act on it, I just think that, well, the motivation will hit me because I set that intention out there and I'll find my way to the yoga mat. I'm afraid that probably isn't going to happen. So intention, while better than resolution, in my humble opinion, is needed to be backed up by a behavior change. There has to be a change. And you might be thinking, well, I set the intention because I want change. Yes, but you actually have to change to get to the change, right? So if I want to make it to my yoga mat more often, I am going to have to work that into my schedule. I'm going to have to plan for it. I'm going to have to force myself to come down and get on my yoga mat when the motivation isn't there, right? I have to do something. So I want you to think about that. We're going to just pause here. Think about the intention you've set. What is the first step you need to do to make a change towards whatever you set your sankalpa to be? Okay, I hope that was enough time to think about that. I want you to take your thumbs to the center of the ball of each foot and just gently, I'm going to peel open the feet. You might notice as you do that, the knees drop a little closer to the earth. I still want to sit up tall. So I saw this, I guess it was kind of a meme, and I'm going to be paraphrasing, but it said something like, I would rather my intentions be suggestions. Okay, does that imply to you, because this is the way I took that. I mean, it was supposed to be funny, it was a joke. If my intentions are merely suggestions, I don't have to act. I don't really care. If it comes about, it comes about, right? So that's the humorous side of that, right? So I would rather that I suggest to myself I make it to my yoga mat more often, and we'll see what happens. I would contend that, yeah, that also doesn't set me up for failure. So in one way, that's honorable. But intentions have to have an action. And I pulled out some quotes that I'm going to share with you on intentions. And I think it's interesting. Some of the ones I pulled out, let's debate whether we think they're true or not. Okay? All right. Give me an inhale here. As you let go of that exhale, release the soles of the feet, pull the knees in together. We're going to hug the knees and round out the back. All right, let's switch to a restorative pose, and then I have something fun in mind. So let's grab our bolster. Of course, if you don't have these props, you will not necessarily need them to do the poses, and you can grab something else that's lying around. So I'm going to put my bolster vertically behind me. I am going to add a blanket behind as a pillow too, because I kind of prefer my head to be a little elevated. That's up to you. If you don't have any low back issues, you can sit your sacrum right up against that bolster. If you have some low back issues, you might want to push the bolster the fist width away. That's what I wanted to say. That'll give the low back some space. All right, go ahead and slowly guide yourself. Oh gosh. I don't know that we're meant to sleep on couches. Woo! Okay, we're laying back. Straighten out the legs. Relax here, palms open, gesture of receiving. We are receiving peace. We are receptive to making change to match our sankalpa. Breathe it in. I want you to imagine that in your left hand, you're holding the energy of love, and you can visualize that however you want to. And in your right hand, you're holding the energy of peace. I do want to draw attention to the energy of love being self-love. So that means you would have to get rid of self-judgment and all that other fun stuff, right? Okay. I want you to slowly lift the hands to bring them together above your heart. Palms together, merge the energies of self-love and peace. Deep breath in. Cleansing exhale. And keeping your palms together, let's lift these energies to Ajna, the third eye chakra, right where the eyebrows would come together, that space between them. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, you can release your hands back down to the earth. Deep breath in. Cleansing exhale. So one of the quotes I found was by John Maxwell, and it says, make a commitment to grow daily. Okay, so now we have a different word. We have the word commitment. Commitment does to me feel like a little bit more of a definitive, right? It's not as much as a resolution to me. Like, we can break commitments if we need to, right? I'm gonna have lunch with you tomorrow, something comes up, I need to call and reschedule, right? My commitment was to meet you for lunch, but flexibility for life has to enter. So I feel like that one is less stringent than resolution. And I'm, picking hairs here. You can interpret these words as you choose. But make a commitment to grow daily. Whatever word we use, make a resolution to grow daily, make an intention to grow daily. Are you going to just grow daily because you're older each day? Or are you going to actually do something different? Like, what does that mean to you? So now we've got to break down, what does grow daily actually mean? We're all going to answer that differently, right? So if I say, well, to me, growing daily means learning something new, and I would like to learn to speak Italian. I'm going to actually have to do something, right? So maybe now here comes the I word. Maybe I set an intention that I set aside 20 minutes a day to play on an app that teaches me Italian, right? There's an action. I had to do something. And I think a lot of these intention quotes, they sound great. This is a great quote, right? Why wouldn't we want to grow daily? But often we get stuck in knowing, well, once I've said that, what comes next? You've got to break these things down into small pieces. So if I say, well, I'm going to make a commitment to grow daily by learning to speak Italian by the end of the year, I'm not going to wait till day 364 to learn Italian, right? Little pieces. It's okay to take little steps. So go back to your intention that you set at the beginning of class. Think about it. Think about the actions you thought of I'm going to need to incorporate. And what would be the first very small step that you could do towards that? All right, give me a deep breath in, hold it. And let it go however you choose. And then from where you're at, I'm just going to have you roll off of your bolster to a side. So you're in a fetal position. When you're ready, gently push your way back up. We're just coming up long enough to move these props out of our way. Then we need another prop. So I'm going to grab a block. If you don't have a block, like literally anything, like I have rocks behind me. I could have a rock in each hand, or I can see a 3-pound weight off to my side. I could grab that, or something that's just got a little weight to it. I know a block doesn't, but energetically it'll be fine. Just grab whatever you have. Okay, you ready? All right, let's go ahead and lay back. I have my feet planted on the earth, hip distance apart. I want to tip the pelvic bone upwards so I can pull my low back down, and I want to hold my low back there, okay? Go ahead and place one hand on your belly. So below the belly button. Now, push your stomach into your hand. Typically, we do this with three-part breathing, right? I'm not asking you to necessarily breathe into your hand. I'm asking you to use the muscles to push your stomach into your hand. Hold that. Can you breathe while you're holding that? Yes, we can. It might be a little challenging, but we can, right? So we've activated the abdominal muscles, right? This is going to be important. We're going to come back to this. All right, relax. Whew. Okay, grab your block. Let's take it between both hands, and I'm going to extend my arms up to the ceiling. So lift the shoulders away, and then gently plug them back in, bring them down to the mat. If you need to do a little wiggling and realignment, you can. Pull that low back down. Now take the block and your arms with it. You can't do one or the other. And let's bring the arms back about 45 degrees. With me? Okay. We're going to take one leg. We're going to do this with both. I just want you to do one at a time. Low back down. Lift one leg into tabletop. So the shin is parallel to the earth. Knee is above the hip. Low back down. When you're ready, add the other leg. All right. Ready? Okay. Push the stomach out using the muscles. Hold that. And then take the right heel and tap it down to the mat. Bring it back out. Yep. Keep pushing the stomach up. Arms are 45 degrees. I think I keep moving mine so I can look at you guys, but I'll try to keep them in place. Left heel to the mat. Bring it back out. Relax the stomach. Let's see what this feels like without doing that. Low back down. Relax the stomach. Right heel to the earth. Bring it back up. Left heel to the earth. Bring it back up. Okay. Low back down. Engage. Push, push, push the stomach muscles. We'll only do it one more time each leg, okay? You can do this. Push. Right heel down. Keep pushing. Leg back up. Left heel down. Left back up. Hug everything in, right? Can you feel how that changes? You can feel the abdominal muscles working to help you out. All right, I just rested my block on my shin. I'm using that to pull down on. Inhale, let the knees come away from you a little bit. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, get some space. Exhale, you can even lift the head on the exhale if you want to. Couple more breaths here. Let's set the head down if you lifted it. Feet down, block down. Ah, fabulous. Okay, feet are still on the ground, hip distance apart, low back down. We're prepping for bridge. So get those shoulder blades in and down underneath you. Pelvic bones tipping upwards. You can either have your palms down to support you, or if you're okay, you could open them. Again, this gesture of receiving. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly lift the hips up. Don't turn your head in this pose. Ooh, a couple of breaths here. Lift the hips just a tad higher. Job, inhale. Exhale, slowly release. That right ankle is coming up on top of the left thigh. Right foot is flexing, I'm pushing, I'm opening the right knee away from me. And then bring that left leg in towards you. You can use your hands here behind that left thigh if you want. Do try to keep the right knee pushing away. That's going to enhance the stretch. If that knee is coming in towards you, it's a little different. If you want to, you can lift the head and shoulders. Embracing that pigeon stretch. Breathe. Gently releasing. Setting that right foot back down when you're ready. And then stretch out the right leg on the mat for a moment. All right, plant that right foot. Prep for bridge. Inhale, lift up when you're ready. This idea behind having an action attached to the intention is going to require something else that I tend to struggle with in one main capacity. I have a bad sweet tooth. It's willpower. So 2 nights ago, I wasn't even hungry. I had this piece of cake. And after I ate it, I'm like, why? And I set an intention that I will not eat any more of that cake. But yet, I think you know where this is headed. In the morning, the cake was looking at me. It was beckoning me. It's like, come on, we want to morph as one. And so intention has to have willpower. There has to be that action, that behavior change behind it. So yes, I did eat the cake. Inhale, lift the hips higher. Exhale, come on down. And then you know what I did? I reset the intention. There's no sense in heading into the self-judgment and all that other crappy stuff. I simply reset the intention. And I haven't gone back to that cake. It's still sitting there. I wave at it. All right, left ankle up on top of that right thigh. Make sure that knee stays open. Flex the left foot. When you're ready, draw the right leg in, and you decide if you want to lift the head and shoulders. Don't hold your breath here. When you're ready, release the pose. Stretch the left leg out on the mat. Close your eyes. And then we're going to replant the left foot. I'm going to lift my head, get my elbows underneath me. Come on up into your hands. All right. So feet are hip distance apart. My fingers are facing in. I want to draw those shoulders down and back. When you're ready, push the ground away. Lift the hips up. Reverse tabletop. Big inhale. Exhale slowly. Take your time. The hips should touch at the end of the exhale. Inhale, right back up. Slow down the movement, match it to the breath. Exhale, release. If you've got one more in you, go for it. If you don't, pause right here, ahimsa. Fabulous. Let's find child's pose, with or without props, it's up to you. And then I'll share with you another quote once you have found Vilasana. Okay, so this quote says, living with intention means saying no to the things that aren't important to us so that we can say yes to what matters most, right? But again, there still has to be some change you're making, right? So if you're super used to saying yes to everything, you're going to have to make a behavior change to be able to say no so you have time for the things that are important to you, right? Like I have to make a behavior change to avoid that cake. So the behavior change might be as simple as don't bring cake in the house. However, maybe my intention is to work on my willpower and be able to not have that cake, even though it's in front of me, right? See what I'm saying? So I found this other quote that says, when your intention is clear, so is the way. Now, I do believe that that's true. But again, the intention can be crystal clear. But if you're not doing anything to make changes, I just don't know what you have in front of you. You have some sort of vision, but you're not moving towards it, right? So if my intention is, well, you guys are in child's pose. If my intention is for my forehead to touch the ground in child's pose, that sounds pretty clear, sounds pretty definitive, but if I'm not practicing the pose every day, I'm not getting any lower in it, right? Now, I'm not saying that you have to, right? Your pose is your pose. If your forehead never touches the ground in child's pose, that's fine. But assuming that you're the one that set the intention for it to do so, you're gonna have to practice. And then there's this quote, the future depends on what you do today. Aha. That might be the first quote I've mentioned that actually has an action verb in it, right? It depends on what you do. You have to do something that evokes the change, elicits the change, right? We can choose to do nothing, but not understand what the consequences are, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I hope this all made sense to you. I feel like I should just be quiet and let you sit in peace for a moment. So enjoy child's pose and breathe. All right, give me an inhale. Let it go. Let's slowly come up out of child's pose. If you're using props, push them aside. I don't know about you, but I could use a good down dog about now. So, Adho Mukha Svanasana, when you're ready, come into table first. You can set the alignment of the wrists under the shoulders, right? And then tuck the toes. Lift those hips up and back and walk this out. Give me 3 deep breaths. And let's just bring that right foot forward for a moment in a lunge. Use your blocks next to you if you need to or want to. Just rock this out a little bit. Ready? A slow journey back to downward facing dog. Left foot's coming forward. We'll find our lunge. We'll add a little movement. Back to dog. And then let's walk the feet forward. We'll cross one foot in front of the other so we can conveniently sit down somewhere in the middle of our mat. And then we're going to grab whatever we want for Shavasana. So, corpse pose, setting up your space however you see fit. Give you a moment to settle in. Take your focus to your breath. I want you just to feel the breath settling into its space and slowing down, and you allowing the mind to slow down with it. Found this. It's called Motto to Live By. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in an attractive and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, chocolate in one hand, drink in the other, body thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and screaming, "Woohoo, what a ride." That's about action, right? That's about doing things that you enjoy. Now give me a deep inhale, hold the breath. And as you let it go, let yourself go into Shavasana. Do not allow the mind to take you somewhere else, thinking about what you could be doing or should be doing. Just be. And if you're used to figuring out your to-do list in Shavasana, here's your behavior change right here. We can make this small one right now. Set the intention to gift yourself and let go. And then here's a quote from Jordan Belfort to sum up everything we've been saying. Without action, the best intentions in the world are nothing more than that, intentions. And to deepen the breath. Invite some movement back into the body. When you're ready, peacefully roll onto a side in a fetal position. And gently push your way back up. Strong breath in through the nose. Loud exhale through the mouth. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale them home to your heart in prayer pose. The light in me bows to the light in you. And when I'm in that place in me and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.